Hello, hello. Thank you for checking in. It's Thursday. Great to see everybody. Hello, welcome back. I am live on YouTube and Google Hangouts. So, woohoo! So, hello. Oops. There is YouTube starting. Let me say hello to everybody. Laura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Thesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Marcel and Philip Chandler and Sam and St. Clinton and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Angie Tomlinson and Winged Doggy. Thank you for checking in. Let me make sure I got everyone. Hello! David Jones says, you were so close to me and I didn't even get coffee. I did not have any free time, David Jones. I know you worked during the day. I was not alone. The only time I was alone in Dallas, I ended up stopping crime. I'm wearing right now, you see this badge? This is a badge. It says Junior TSA. I just came back from the airport today when I told the TSA agent at the airport gate about what happened. He's like, I'm giving you a badge. Usually they give them to little kids. But I was very pleased, very, very pleased to get my official badge. All right, it's just a sticker. But I'm proud to wear my TSA badge. Hi, Jesus. So I had an excellent time. Woohoo! Hello. Hello, Sam. So let me just show you my bruise here first of all. Look at this. Okay, I got a really nice black and blue here on my leg. It's not showing up. It's very purple in person. Tease is wet. Tease, haven't you gone on my Facebook? What? Don't you know? I stopped a convicted criminal. Wait, Sam says, wait, you don't know what I'm talking about either, Sam? Oh, okay, well, I put the news story on my Twitter and my Facebook for anyone who hasn't seen it. I was on the 5 o'clock news in Dallas. I just got back here. That's why I was gone, first of all. I wasn't here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I missed you guys. But, you know, you're not supposed to broadcast travel plans beforehand. For safety reasons, they always, you know, safety advisors say, don't go online on Facebook or Twitter or whatever and say, I'm going out of town, whatever, and I'm coming back here. So, yeah, so, well, Sam, you don't have to have Twitter or Facebook to read mine. So, there is a Dallas 5 o'clock news story that you can watch on for anyone who hasn't seen it. You can click on the link on my Facebook and watch the news story, because I'm going to tell you my story. But for anyone who wants to get a better sense of what I'm talking about, feel free to watch that. Thanks, Linda. Tisa says I'm his hero. Well, okay. Well, just to clarify, they interviewed me the day after, so the outfit I'm wearing in the news story is not the one that I was wearing when I went to the aquarium or chased the guy. I had on I was going to go. Yeah, they're just kids outside. Little neighbor kids screaming. So yeah, the news people tracked me down the next day Yeah, so I was not here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was going to Dallas for a surprise trip with Sweetie. Yeah! But I didn't want to say I'm going to be out of town for 4 days, going on a surprise trip to Sweetie with Sweetie. The interview was in Preston Square. I don't know the names of any places in it was at the bottom of Sweetie's office building. So the news people called the next day. Actually, they somehow called my mother, who I hadn't told her I was in Texas, and I certainly hadn't told her yet about the whole incident. And I didn't know what I was going to tell her, because you don't want to freak out your mother with this whole thing. And so she knows nothing, and suddenly out of the blue gets a call from a reporter in Texas saying that they want to confirm a story about a woman who was attacked and robbed in Texas. And my was like, what? So that's okay. So she's freaking out. So she sends me an email. So I'm like, oh no, it must be identity theft. Not me. I'm fine. And then I call the news lady, and I was like, first of all, I was like, don't call my mother. Now I'm gonna have to have a really long conversation with her. She's freaking out. And she's like, well, we would love to get this story for you, because this never happens. This is so surprising. The place this incident happened is at a tourist place, the Aquarium in Dallas, downtown Dallas, at like noon. So not a dangerous place, the Aquarium, where there's tourists and kids and people and families. So they were like, this is shocking. So I called the lady, and we were getting ready to go out to dinner. She's like, well, we'll be here in 10 minutes, because we'd love to get this story in before the deadline today. So that's why I had on heels and a dress and everything, because we were just about to go out. But it looks like I chased after the guy in heels. Did you watch it, Sam? Dealey's Pizza. Dealey's. What do you mean Dealey Pizza? Dealey Plaza. Oh wait, Dealey. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what a Dealey Plaza is. Dealey Plaza is on Elm Street. I don't know where anything is. I went to the Aquarium. That's all I know. I don't know if I was at Dealey Plaza. Oh, it's where Kennedy shot. Oh, I did go and take pictures. That's what so anyhow, so we arrive Sunday night, and Sweetie has a business. He has a big long business meeting. It might be 2 hours. It might be 6 hours in downtown Dallas. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm going to go see the sights. I'm going to go to the museum. I'm going to go see the grassy knoll where Kennedy was shot. And so I'm like, that's fine. I'm walking around, and I get some coffee. Everywhere I go, people are so friendly, really, really friendly, giving me directions. People are like, oh, you lost? Oh, you should go here. You should go here. Go on this road. Don't go there. Don't go there. That's not safe there. Walk on this road. Walk on this road. Oh, and you should go to the aquarium. The aquarium's great. It's really safe. It's a great place to go. I'm like, oh, really? The aquarium? And I saw cops everywhere. I'm like, wow, this is such a friendly, nice, safe place. So it's like noonish, and I'm walking over to the aquarium. And the aquarium, for those, yeah. So and I have on these shoes, which are espadrilles with a sneaker sole. So I have these. I have shorts and a T-shirt on, and my big straw hat, and I'm carrying my bag under my arm like this. I'm walking into the aquarium, and the aquarium has a little winding path in front of the entrance. It's like going like a curly Q, and there's like ferns and plants and stuff, and it's this pretty little path. And you walk up, and I'm almost to the door of the aquarium, as I'm walking up, a guy in a red shirt is walking like he's walking out. And he doesn't say anything, doesn't look at me. I don't really think anything of it. There's nothing alarming or dangerous seeming about him. There's a loud noise. And so as he passes me, I get boom, full fist sucker punch to the back of my head. Actually, it was right here, because I was walking past. So he from behind hit me here, and I immediately, it knocked me out, unconscious, blacked out, unconscious, like a boxer hit you, like, and I fell, boom, like a ton of bricks, just boom, off to the side into all the ferns and plants and stuff that were along the side of this little walk. And it just happened that where I fell, there's like a railing as you're walking up in the sidewalk. Just happened where I fell, there's literally a 1.5-foot gap of the railing. So instead of getting hit and hitting the railing and bouncing back, I fell through that little hole onto the ground. So I hit the ground really hard. And I have a pretty good bump here. I have this bruise on my leg, my elbow, my shoulder, my whole side of my body hit the ground like a load of bricks, you know, completely. But that might have made it a little awkward because the fence and leaning over, that might have slowed him down from trying to put an awkward position for him to get my bag, because I'm on the ground, passed out, but I'm only passed out for maybe a second. Because I immediately opened my eyes, because when you get knocked out, you don't know what happened. I was just walking, and all of a sudden I opened my eyes, and I'm on the ground. Like, what the heck? And I opened my eyes, and I see plants in front of me. Because my face is sideways on the ground, and I see plants in front of me. And I realized, oh my God, I'm on the ground. I got hit. The guy is right here and my bag is still, I'm lying on the ground like sideways, and my bag is still under my arm, and he's above me trying to pull it, and he's pulling, and all of a sudden I start screaming my head off, like, ah, as loud as, I'm not going to do it loud now, but as loud as you can imagine, like a fire siren. And this is a really populated place, so, and after about 3 seconds of screaming, he decides to like cut bait and run, because I am really loud. And so he immediately starts to run, and I click. I go, oh no, and I pop up, and I am so pumped full of adrenaline, I feel nothing. I start running after him, and I'm screaming my head off, stop that man! Call 911! Get that guy! Stop that guy! And we run down the alley, we run across the street, we run past the fire station, we run down the next block. He takes off the red T-shirt and ditches it next to a building. I pick up the red T-shirt. He runs across the street and up into a parking garage. And by this time, I'm screaming my head off, so other people start calling 911, following, running, you know, what happened. As I'm running, people are yelling and joining in. So he runs into a parking garage and up a ramp, like to the first floor, and everyone's like, no, and I start following them, and they're like, no, blonde girl, don't run up there. I run up there, and he's in the cornered, and I'm like, you are not, I am really stern. I am yelling at him like you just yelled at a 4-year-old who drew all over the walls in crayon. You are not getting away with this, or maybe worse. You are not getting away with this. You are coming to the police station. And I'm like, And I see him pause for a second, like the shock of me, like, screaming at him and telling him what he's going to do. And then he has a knife. I realize he's standing there, and he shows me his knife. And he doesn't see anything. But I'm standing there. I'm like, you're not. And he just walks right by me, and he makes a little bit, about 10 feet past me, and starts going down the ramp. And everyone at the bottom of the ramp is screaming, "Hi, Wing Doggy." Everyone at the bottom of the ramp is screaming, "Oh my God, he's got a knife, he's got a knife." They're calling 911, they've got a knife, and they're backing up a little bit. And so he has a clear path, because he's like looking at them like, you come near me, you're getting a knife. So he starts running out. And I follow because he's not getting away. So he runs back around the corner, and he thinks he's lost me. So he runs around the corner of the next block, kind of pauses at a pole, because I think he's getting a little winded by now. We both are. We've been running a lot. And I catch up to him, and I said, "You're not getting away from this." And he's like, the only time he ever said anything to me is he goes, "I thought you were someone else." What? Like, I don't know, someone I could rob easier? And I grab him. He doesn't have the knife anymore. He's dropped the knife somewhere. I grab him he has a white tank top on. I grab him by the white tank top. And I'm like, "You're not going anywhere. You're coming with me. We're going to the police." And he runs. And, of course, the T-shirt rips. So I then have the red shirt and the white T-shirt, white tank top in my hand. He has no shirt on. I have both his shirts. And we're still running down the street, and me screaming my head off. We go around the corner to the next block, and by then other people are following. People are pointing, like, "There he is, there he is, there he is." He runs into, there's a tall building with like a double glass door entryway, and a whole lobby that goes all the way through with a glass door at the other end of the lobby that comes out the other side of the building. So he runs in, and he's almost to the end of it. As I run in, there's guards, there's people sitting there. It's like a Social Security office. He tears through, and I'm screaming like a movie, Linda, you're right. Screaming, "Catch that guy!" And they try to close the door. People try to get him in the doors, but he gets through, and they're screaming out the door, "Catch that guy!" And I'm screaming, and I run through the doors, and that you come out, and your train's right in front of there, the Dallas MTA going right there. And he starts running on the side of one train, and I'm screaming, and they're yelling at the MTA guys, but everyone's like, "What? Huh? What?" And then they see him running, and, it takes people the DART, yes, the federal courthouse DART. Start running down there. He jumps off the platform and runs across the tracks. So I get off the platform and run across the tracks. "Stop that guy!" And they're like, "Don't run on the tracks!" And then he goes up on the other side of the platform and starts running that way, and so do I. And then he goes off and down an alley, so do I. And finally, after like 15 minutes of running, and I'm like, "Where the hell are the cops? Stop that guy!" I'm like, this is a really lot of running. Finally, we're running down the alley, and the cop's car comes up behind me as I'm coming down the alley, and there's some other guys at the other end. So he's cornered in a doorway, and then all of a sudden there's 20 cops, and they all rush in, and he's sitting in the doorway, and he got an ankle monitor on. I didn't know this while I was chasing him because he had pants on. An ankle monitor. He just got out of prison. When you get out of prison and you're on probation and they put you on an ankle monitor, that means if you fuck up, you're in big trouble. He got an ankle monitor on, and he just got caught dead to rights by the victim. We got both shirts. One of the other witnesses brought the knife. There's a ton of other people who called 911, witnesses, several other wonderful Dallas citizens who joined this chase. They took the time out of their day, because this is like half an hour out of their day. Well, I'm sure everybody's busy. Took the time to give witness statements and tell the police what they saw, to corroborate my crazy story, running through like screaming. And yes, David Jones, yes, they called it DART. Running through this and screaming, and then he's there and he's on the ground, and I start screaming at him, "You do not do that! You do not do that! You do not hit people! You do not try to steal from people!" And the police are pulling me away. They're like, come on, ma'am. Please don't talk to him, ma'am. Let's go over here. We need to take a statement. And I'm like, and then I'm sobbing. Because then I'm sobbing. I'm like, I'm sobbing. And there were a few witnesses there. I thanked them. Thank you. Sobbing. And then I'm talking a mile a minute because I am on an adrenaline high. I could have lifted a car. I was so like, I don't feel any pain. They called the ambulance to come and check me out, and the guy's talking to me. I feel nothing. I don't feel any bumps, bruises, nothing. I am pure adrenaline high. And they're taking my statements. I'm talking a mile a minute, like blah, 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 nonstop. And the cops are like, "Wow, you're kind of stubborn and feisty, aren't you?" I'm like, and then all of a sudden, as they're talking, and I'm telling this whole story, I go, "Where's my hat? Where's my hat? I don't have my hat. I need my hat." And they're like, and I'm like, it probably fell off when he hit me at the aquarium. And they're like, I'm like, I need to go get my hat. I need to go get my hat. They're like, ma'am, we're supposed to go to the police station now and fill out paperwork and do your statement. I'm like, I need my hat. I need my hat. And they're like, the cops are like, they're guys. They don't get it. They're like, your hat? Are you sure you need to go back and get your hat? And they're like, it's a hat. I'm like, I need my hat. Don't you know, everywhere I walk, people go, that's a great hat. And in fact, one of the cops, there was like 20 cops there, so one of them was who I had seen earlier in the day and asked directions. And he's like, yeah, I saw you. That is a great hat. So I make them drive me back to the aquarium, and we walk back up the little winding path. Sure enough, because they're like, oh, a hat, whatever, what the... Sure enough, it's exactly in the bushes, in the ferns where I got hit. X marks the spot. Exact location of where he attacked me. So then they're like, wow, I guess this was a good thing. Yeah. So then we go back to the station. And they drive me back to the police station, and I'm still like high, like talking a mile a minute, like a spastic 5-year-old on sugar high, like and they must be like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, no, and he never got my bag, David Jones, never got my bag. I ran this whole chase. I had my bag, and I was gonna get him. I was not gonna let this guy get away. First of all, he hit me and knocked me out unconscious. Hit me, sucker punched me, which is really uncool. You don't sucker punch someone. He thought that I would be an easy victim. And not only that, but for someone to be so brazen and so to go to a busy tourist place where there's people and family and kids at noontime, middle of the day, and attack somebody in a place like that, that's dangerous. That person, if they get away, they're going to do it again. They're going to do it more. They're going to do it stronger. So I was not letting this guy get away. No, I had these shoes on. These are the shoes. My Joy and Mario sneaker espadrilles. And my Homans bag, which I had. And my brown hat. And so the police take me to the station, and as we're walking in, the phone rings. It's Sweetie, who's in his big business meeting. I've been gone an hour. He calls to check on me. He's like, hey, honey, how's your day going? I'm like, okay, honey, I don't want you to be nervous, but I'm at the police station. I was assaulted and attacked, but and the guy tried to rob me, but that's okay. Don't worry about it because I chased him and we caught him, and I'm at the police station now, and everything's fine. So don't worry. He still had like 4 hours of a meeting left, and he's like, what? And he was like, what the? Oh, he was like, I was like, but you just focus on your meeting. No, wing doggy, I did not run in heels. I ran in these shoes. This is the shoes I had on. The interview, wing doggy, was the day after. The interview was not from the same day. It was the next day. Yeah. So yeah, I did the whole thing, and then they dropped me off somewhere. I don't even know where they dropped me. The police then drove me back, and I told them to bring me back to where Sweetie was having his meeting, but I don't know. They dropped me someplace in the middle of nowhere, but I ended up stopping. I got some ice cream. I had a coffee, and then I met up Sweetie because he was finally done with his meeting. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he never got my bag. Thank you, Jesus. I'm glad, you know, and a lot of people have been like, wow, you're very crazy and brave, and you shouldn't chase a guy, you shouldn't do this. But if I had just let him run away, I would have felt sad. I would have felt like I was a victim. Somebody punched me and knocked me out and ran away and got away with it. No. I have to say, I feel really, really good. Because I feel empowered. Because somebody hurt me. Somebody tried to hurt me bad. Somebody tried to rob me. And instead, they were not expecting this. They picked the wrong girl. He made a big miscalculation. Picked the wrong girl. Because instead, I ended up chasing. He did not expect to get chased all over town. And he was not in shape for running because I was able to keep up with him. So, I don't know about that, Tesis. I don't know if there'll be a necessity for that. Yeah, yes, Linda, I'm gonna let them know too. But yeah, so I feel really good. You know, it's hard to know what to do in these circumstances. I'm sure it's different. It's never going to be the same as far as this. But in this circumstance, I think that this was the right course of action. Maybe in a different circumstance, in a different area, different people, you know, I would act differently. But this was, and I think, to be honest, I think I might have intimidated this guy a little bit because he did not expect the full load of crazy monster adrenaline, shrieking, screaming girl chasing him. He did not expect that. He thought I was going to crumple and just cry or something. So yeah, so there is the interview from the Dallas 6 o'clock news is on my Facebook, and I tweeted it too. Yeah, Linda says it's your mom. Okay, well, after I did the interview, Linda, then I sent her an email, said, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't exactly tell you the truth. I'm okay. Watch this video. So I figured if she watched the video, then she'll be able to see that I'm okay. and I told her I'd call her, and I left her a message. I haven't talked to her yet. But she sent me a whole bunch of emails, too. We had a whole bunch of emails back and forth, so. Thank you, Linda. Bye, Sam. So, yeah, so that was my crazy. That was the first hour. I was in Dallas, like, yeah, and that was my first experience in Dallas, and so I'm still a little worried because everybody keeps telling me like horror stories about, oh, head injuries. You might be leaking brain fluid. So, yeah, I'm a little paranoid about that. You know, you read stories about people who had injuries and then like a month later, they're like some little, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe I should get it because at the time when it all happened, when they checked me from the emergency guy, I was so wound up on adrenaline. I didn't, like I can really, this is very sore here. This is very, very sore. And it hurts like opening my jaw wide. Both my jaw, the joints for my jaw, really sore. And this hurts, and it hurts right here where my head hit the ground like a brick. Yeah. But I think overall, I think I got away pretty easy. I got a few bruises and stuff, but you know, for somebody, I've seen, I'm sure you guys have seen, I've seen videos on YouTube where, you know, surveillance videos where somebody goes up behind somebody and punches them in the back of the head or hits them in the back of the head with a baseball bat. So, thank you, David Jones. I believe that's the first, yes, you're correct on that. But so it's a really mean and cowardly thing to do, punch somebody. And I was like, you know, he saw me like a 107-pound blonde girl with a hat and shorts. He thought I'd be easy to knock down and steal from. So yeah, so I actually might call and see about call the doctors here and see about getting it checked or brain scanned, because I was so on adrenaline I didn't know I had any pain, and it wasn't like until a couple hours later where like bruises started to show up, and like my elbow really hurts too. I smashed my elbow. I think I might have smashed the corner of my elbow. But overall, pretty good, you know. I don't know, fractured. I feel like I smashed the little end of it, like I nicked a little piece off. Like, thank you, David Jones. So, but you know, like it could, the whole situation could have been worse. So, but I don't want to think about coulda, woulda, shoulda, all that stuff, because you can make yourself crazy thinking about all the things that could happen bad in the world or whatever. I feel like in this situation, in this instance, I did the right thing, because I got this guy and I feel good about it. Marcel says could be a stress factor. And now this guy is going back to jail, and David Jones says at least get an MRI. Yeah. I think I might check about doing that tomorrow, because I am a little paranoid about like things that, you know, you don't know about, and then like 2 months later you're like, ah. So, but as far as I can tell, I'm fine. I feel fine. I feel a little sore and bruised, like, you know, like sore, like I do feel like everything got hit, like my arms and elbows and stuff, and like, ugh, my phone is ringing. Anyhow, oh my goodness. Okay, so, but so sorry, there's no stupid question day today.
Hello, please record after the tone. UCLA Dermatology Clinic in Santa Monica, located at 2026.
All right. Well, thank you, Linda. I'm glad I'm okay too. But yeah, so yeah, and after that, forget about it. After that, Sweetie did not leave me alone for the rest of the trip. He took me to business meetings with them. I went to the, and we ate at a whole bunch of different places. Dallas had great food. We had a wonderful trip, lots of delicious food. We went out with some of his friends a couple of the nights, and really, really, really nice time. I had a lot to talk about to people now. Great conversation starter. Yes, I caught a bad guy. I'm a vigilante.
Hello. Please record after the tone. Hey, Lori, are you there?
Hey, can you want to hang on, or you want me to call you back in 2 minutes? Hang on 1 second. So anyhow, so that's the story. So I am just about to sign off, but I will be back tomorrow at 5:15 Los Angeles time for Funny Friday. So I hope you all join me back. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Allure Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and T-Sis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Sam and St. Clinton and Philip Chandler and Wing Doggy and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and T-Sis and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Red Stapler. Thank you for checking in. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right, kisses for everybody. I love you. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.